Hi, my name's David and I have an ITX problem. I have here another ITX case. So today we're going to be doing an unboxing and an overview of the Metalfish S3 ITX case. I'm going to be comparing it against my current favourite, the K39 ITX case. I bought both of these from AliExpress about 3 months ago. K39 arrived about 2 months ago and this S3 has only arrived yesterday. So here we are with a quick unboxing. Going to give you an overview, compare the two. And if you want to see further content and a review, subscribe to the channel because I will be doing a full build in this and then comparing the actual quality, the acoustics and everything that goes with these ITX cases. Right, let's cut it open. They have packed this well. I could have probably done with a bigger knife to get through all this. Wow. And there goes the first layer. And now the box. Looks pretty bashed. Fingers crossed the case is okay inside. Don't fancy sending it back. Come on. There's some good packaging on here. Finally, oh wow. Aha. Another box. There she is, the S3. And also a 400 watt flex ITX PSU to go with it. Fortunately, this box feels a little bit better than the last one. Let's have a quick look what we've got in here. Power cable, screws, cover, a handle which I'll probably never use. I guess that's also for the handle. Spare screw rattling around. And a brochure, well, so it's not even the case, quite a generic brochure. Keep those instructions for later. I've also got two small SATA cables. These should make routing a little bit easier. The PCIe extending cable. And finally, dust filter. That's quite nice, I wasn't expecting that. The case itself. Wow, it feels quite sturdy. It's quite thick aluminium. I've gone for the full vented version. You can get one with a Perspex side panel. Personally, I hate Perspex. It scratches so easily. And I also like the airflow with the vented side panel. So there we are. It is tiny. So let's get this rubbish out of the way and compare it to my current favourite. Here it is against the K39. Now, the reason I initially went for the K39 was I loved the red colour and I loved the fact that you've got a larger CPU clearance on the K39, so you can actually get in a Black Ridge cooler which I bought, and it sounded like a great idea, and it is a good cooler, but the problem with it is it takes up the entire area here, which makes getting into it very difficult if you want to change the SSD. So I've just gone back to my old L9 cooler, because what I want to be able to do is just whip the motherboard out of here and pop it in here so I can test the thermals between the two. Another thing I like about this case is it's got a top fan. So fingers crossed, this will help extract all the hot air at the top. Although they're well vented, and that certainly does help, you do get quite a lot of hot air building up around here. And also, it is a bit longer, so it'll be a bit easier routing the cables and getting the GPU in and out. Even though I've got an absolutely tiny 17cm GPU in there, 2060 gigabyte mini. So just one last look around the case. The thing that is obviously very nice with this one, I like the honeycomb grid. These panels are quite a lot thicker on this S3. With the K39, these look nice, but you can actually flex them just by pressing it with your finger. This feels very solid. That's quite nice. The feet are also much nicer on this S3. They look quite attractive as feet go. And the S3 had really tiny feet, which allowed no airflow underneath, so I had to buy my own to raise it up a little bit. This already raises up nicely, so you've got airflow underneath. Power button feels nice and tactile, and having that one USB on the front is quite useful. Nothing on the front. Mesh panel on the other side. And on the rear, just obviously your GPU slot, and then there's the motherboard slot, and then finally we've got the flex power supply. Now the flex power supply is tinier than the flex power supply is tiny, much smaller than an SFX power supply. So you can't just use probably a power supply you've got. I ordered one with this case because they are very difficult to get hold of. So let's quickly unbox that now. Oh, nice silver cables. Looks like they'll match the case. And here we go. So this is the Metalfish Flex 400 watt PSU. It's quite nice that it's modular, although you probably will need all the cables that it actually supplies. Now I'm expecting the Achilles heel of this power supply to be this 20 by 40 fan that they supply on these. Apparently they're really noisy. But fortunately, waiting in the wings, I have a Noctua fan, so I'll be able to swap that over later. Okay, let's look at the cables. We've got a standard 24-pin motherboard power cable. We have two SATA power and a Molex. We've got the two 4-pin CPU power connector. And finally, we've got an 8-pin GPU connector. So obviously if you've got, well, you probably won't be able to get a larger GPU in this case, but if you could, you might have to get an adapter to extend that to two 8-pins if you needed it, or an 8 and a 6. Right, so I think that's it for now. I will be doing another video once I've built into this, and I'm going to compare the acoustics and the thermals between the two, and I'm going to decide which one I like best, and then keep it. Any questions, please put them in the comments below and I'll try and answer you. And please subscribe and tick the notification bell, and I'll be back with full review. Thank you.